Hi everybody, Karen O'Donnell from Imperfect EFT. Welcome to our video on needle phobias. So as a nurse of over 30 years, I have taken care of many people who have a severe needle phobia. And one of the things that I try to do is to really reassure them with my words, with my technique, and try to help them through the process. But it is a real thing. A lot of people have needle phobias, and that prevents them from going in to have blood work, to have any sort of testing where there might be an IV involved, or people who have needle phobias who need to prick their fingers for blood sugars, things like that. And it is a very real fear that people have, because if they've had experiences in the past that have been very painful, they think that it's going to reoccur again. So I would love to help these people through their needle phobia by using EFT, and this is a wonderful technique that I can offer to people so that they can have less anxiety when it comes to any sort of procedure, lab draw, anything like that, and this will really help everybody. So I hope that people will comment on this video and tell me if this has worked for them, if they have tried it, and whether or not they can anticipate using this in the future. And please share this video with anybody that you know who has a needle phobia. So we're going to start off with our EFT session by doing our setup statement, which is going to be the fear of needles. So we're going to just gently tap on the side of our hand, and it doesn't matter which hand you use. You're going to just gently tap, and we're going to say, this fear of needles that I have. Even though I have this fear of needles, I accept that's how I feel right now. And we're going to do that a second time. Even though I have this fear of needles, I accept that's how I'm feeling right now. And the third time, we're going to say, even though I have this fear of needles, I accept that's how I'm feeling right now. And even before we do this, if you've seen any of the other videos, you can describe where the sensation is that you feel that. Describe how it feels, whether or not it's a tightness or a pain or a warmth or a coldness, and where it is you feel it in your body, as well as a 0 to 10 scale. So if you think about, going in for some blood work and you have a 0 to 10 scale, 10 being like the most distressing you would feel, how do you describe it? So start off with that scale, and then we're going to move through the points. We're going to go to the eyebrow. We're going to say, this fear that I have of needles. You can repeat after me on the side of the eye, this fear that I have of needles. Under the eye, this fear that I have of needles is real. Under the nose, I don't want to deal with needles. Right at the chin area, this fear is real in my body. Right at the chest area, I can feel this in my body, this fear. And under the arms, this fear is real in my body. On top of the head, this fear is real in my body. This is a pretty heavy fear that people have, so I think I'm going to go through the second round and just continue on with me if you can. Right at the eyebrow point again, this fear is so real in my body. On the side of the eye, this fear I have in my body. Under the eye, this fear of needles is real in my body. Under the nose, I can feel this in my body, and it is safe to feel it. And on the chin, I can feel this fear of needles in my body, but it's safe to let it go. In the chest, this fear is in my body, but it is safe to let it go. Under the arms, this fear is in my body, and it's safe to let it go. On top of the head, it is safe to let this fear go. And we're just going to take a deep breath and let it go. And just notice if you've had any sort of shift in the thought of going in for the procedure that you need to, or if you just think about if you need to go in for blood work. How do you feel about that? Did you shift at all? Was there a reduction in your number? Do you feel it differently in your body? And if you don't, I recommend repeating this sequence. as many times as you need to, and it's really helpful to do this right before you have a anticipated procedure, or even the night before. If you start worrying about it, it's really important to try to do this so that you can be at your most calm and relaxed. So just keep tapping through the different, the different rounds as many times as you need to, until you get to a point where you're much more comfortable in your body when you think about having, say, a needle with blood work. So I would anticipate that it would be much better for you, but I would love any comments that you can put on this video if it helped you, and whether or not you feel that you would be benefited in the future with this type of thing. So also any comments that you would have to what other kind of videos you would think that I should do. Any other fears, like insects, or fear of dogs because you had a difficult situation when you were a kid. Any of those type of videos, please put it in the comments so that I can do more of these videos and help you to release any of those blockages and any of those fears. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel so that we can continue to really help people in their anxieties, their fears, and anything else they need. So thank you for joining, and I look forward to seeing you next time.